Hi, Diksha, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Diksha. Are we ready for today's session?
Yes, actually, I am ready, but what about our audience? Everyone, please let us know in the chat box. Are you ready for today's session?
Yes. I'm sure that they are ready. How many of you were actually in the free boot camp on IT auditing and GRC? So we hosted 5 days of boot camp, and trust me, it went really, really good. So you know what, Diksha, we were doing? We were hosting 5 days of IT auditing free sessions, so that some of the students they wanted to get some glimpse about what happens in IT auditing and GRC. So we were running the sessions with Miss Dipali, and it really went good. I think they were quite. I mean, when we started this session, it was like 350 people, and now, there are like a lot of people who basically joined us. So, thank you so much, everyone, for joining that session. And thank you so much that, this morning you got a chance to join this as well. I really, really appreciate it. Okay. So, Diksha, can we get started?
Oh, definitely, yes. I'm ready to start with it. So let's start with today's session. So I guess almost a lot of people have already joined. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. So welcome to our IT webinar, Method of Gaining IT Experience Without Getting a Job. So we are thrilled to have you join us today as we are going to explore the latest trends and innovations in the field. Whether you're in industry veteran or just starting your journey in IT, this webinar is designed to provide valuable insights, practical tips, and opportunity to connect with like-minded professionals. So get ready for an engaging session filled with expert presentations, interactive discussions, and a chance to expand your knowledge and network. So let's dive in and make the most of this experience together. So, I would like to share my views on today's webinar that in today's competitive job market, gaining practical experience can be a game changer. So, however, landing that first job can often feel like a catch 22. You need experience to get the job, but you need the job to get experience. So, what are your views on this, Naman?
Absolutely. I mean, you won't believe these days people come and enroll with Thinkcloudly because they just want to have some practical experience with multiple services. Okay. So let me ask this question from everyone. I think this question should be answered by our audience. So what do you think, guys, that the topic what we decided for this webinar, what do you think it is really helpful for all of you? Because it is actually on methods of gaining experience without a job. And I'm sure that most of our audience comes with no or zero experience, but you always struggle to get that experience, isn't it, guys? So today we are going to learn something important, and that is related to how you can upskill, how you can gain some experience, add some experience to your resume, and that can be fruitful when you walk in the interview. So it's gonna be very, very helpful. So how many of you think it's gonna be really helpful session? Anyone or no one? Do we have anyone who thinks that's gonna be really helpful? Are you excited for today's session, everyone? Thank you, guys. Um, so can we proceed further, Diksha?
Oh, sure, definitely.
Okay, so let me take over from here, Diksha, and I'll hand it over to you. Is that okay? So, guys, just for a quick introduction about a scenario, it's just an imaginary scenario, or you can say a life of a student at Think Loudly. You know, so what happens that are you curious about how to achieve IT success? When we say IT success, it means how am I going to get that one IT job? So let's consider Alex. There's a student Alex, and we really worked for him. We transformed his career from non-IT to IT. He basically got enrolled with Think Loudly, where uh, when Alex met his friend, he was very frustrated. You can imagine Alex to be a person, and that person was really, really frustrated with his work culture, low income, or a lot of physical work required during his job. So he doesn't like that job at all. It was non-IT job what he was doing. So what happened that he really wanted to switch, and then he came across an advertisement over Facebook, and he found that Thinkcloudly is offering a platform where we are offering a program. Those are job oriented programs or job seeker program. And then when he signed up with Think Loudly, he got bunch of services. We helped him a lot of services what comes in the package. I'm sure that all of you who are here and who have signed up, you might know the steps of your job seeker program, right? So Alex did the same thing. Alex expressed his interest that he wanted to sign up for job oriented package or job seekers package, where he went for live learning, live training sessions with our expert, where he got a lot of amount of knowledge because he never had any exposure in IT, but he went over a training for 2 months with one of our expert, and also because the class size was actually just 4 or 5, so he could able to interact with the instructor very well. After that, we basically had the admin support, regular reminders so that he can consistently attend the program. And then we also helped him with a lot of different notes and ebooks, a lot of study material so that he can be ready. He can have those study material, he can go through them. And after that, we prepared his resume and LinkedIn profile. And then we helped him before the mock interview. You know what? At finally he could able to find the job, and trust me, Alex is the real person who actually have found the job. You can go over his journey on YouTube. We have Alex testimonial available on YouTube. You can listen to his story. He went through all these steps one by one, and today he's working in IT, where he's working from home and he's having all the benefits what IT offers. So this is not the journey about Alex. This is the journey what every student at Think Loudly goes into and get the result when they are fully ready. And I'm sure that the audience who are here today, you guys are going to be part of the same pattern so that you're able to find that one job for yourself. Okay. And then we are supporting over 95 students today where on job. At any point of time you have any trouble on job, we are always here. Take our continuous support, because sometimes it's quite difficult to land a job, but it is or sometimes it's quite easy to land a job, but it is quite difficult to survive in your new IT job. We can support you. At Think Loudly, we offer job support as well. Anyone in your network is interested to go over support, you guys can always get the support and make sure that you are able to survive in the job. So the thing is, if Alex can do it, then why not you? All the students, we just wanted to fuel you with some energy that if Alex journey was a like it was from a frustrated non-IT professional to a successfully IT specialist, proves that with the right support, anyone can achieve their career goals. So you have to consider Think Loudly to be there, that platform which can help you. I know that some of you might have faced up some hiccups, you know, but we are here. You can always tell us like whatever problems you face so that we guys can work together and solve it for you. Okay. So Diksha, let's invite our guest for today.
Oh, definitely, yes. So, in the dynamic and ever changing field of IT, staying informed and gaining insights from experts is invaluable. So, that's why we're excited to bring you today's webinar featuring a leading voice in the industry. Our guest speaker has not only made significant contributions in the field of solution architect, but also with a wealth of knowledge and experience, his impressive achievements and contribution to the field have earned him a well-deserved reputation. So, we are fortunate to have him to share him insights and valuable perspectives. So, everyone, kindly please welcome Mr. Victor.
Hey Victor, thank you so much for joining. I know you are at airport. Thank
Yes,
you
I
so
am. Thank you,
much.
Naman. Thank
Thank
you.
you. So, Victor, you know what? We
Mhm.
circulated this WhatsApp screenshot in all the groups when you got the job. People were quite excited. They wanted to meet you. They wanted to know how Victor's journey looks like, whether I'll be able to have the same journey or not. I told all of them that let's just wait. Let's just call Victor in one of our webinar as a guest and listen. Here's the story from him. Yeah, over to you,
Okay.
Victor.
Where would you want me to start? How I started with Think Loudly. A
I mean,
friend
you
of
can just talk
mine.
about your journey, yeah, and
Okay.
what job you have gotten, what was your interview process, so that people will little be motivated that okay, this is a process which works. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, I started Think Loudly about 4 years ago, but I didn't keep up because I did solutions architect with Think Cloudly, and I had a job that took my time. It wasn't that bad, but that wasn't what I wanted because I was always going to work, and people I work with, people in the office section, I see them all the time coming to work whenever they feel like. I was like, I want to be that. So, but like I said, I didn't put more seriousness into it, even though I believe I know the solutions architect. But I think COVID, after COVID, it became glaring that, oh no, I can't keep doing this anymore. So I kept pushing as well. And 2023 was when I decided fully that, okay, let me put more seriousness into this now. And I went back, I did solutions architect all over again. And just to, to get my base straightened up. And I also, after that, I just went straight into a DevOps role. I mean, no, the DevOps program with Think Cloudly as well. And as I was doing that, um, I was also applying for jobs. Um, Many recruiters reached out, and it's funny because when they reach out, you send your resume. They say send me updated resume. You do that, they don't reach out to you no more. You know, I kept applying. I didn't stop, and I did live project as well. A very good friend of mine in the class, Debs. I believe she's in the audience as well. Shout out to Debs. We studied on the side. So after class, we studied. She's in Canada. I'm in the United States. We just hook up online and just do things. And I got a role. That's just the story. And how I got the
Was it
job.
quite simple, Victor?
Well, for me, I would say it was simple, but the test was applying to multiple roles and not getting any call. And also another test was even if you get a follow up, even if you get a follow up email, and they say, hey, let's get an updated resume. You give them the updated resume, they don't they don't reach back to you. So I got a call I got a call that they like my resume and they would want to follow up with me. I thought it was a joke. And this is where it get really funny for me because I did my first interview. No, I did my first interview with the recruiter. I think it was on a Monday, and they scheduled me for a Friday the following week. I did that interview, and while I was almost done with the interview, the interviewers said two of them said they were gonna reach out to me in a few weeks' time because they have other candidates they want to interview as well. And I was surprised when I got the email on Monday that, hey, we'd like to go move forward with you to a second round of technical interview. And I had to text the recruiter. I was like, I just did my interview on Friday. Could there be a mix up here? I was like, oh no. They were very impressed. So so I was so so that motivated me. So yeah, I would say it was easy for me once the recruiter was serious with me. Other than that, the part I saw that was very tough was keeping up conversation with the recruiter because I don't know if most of them were just gassing me, but yeah, that's the story now, man.
Awesome, awesome, Victor. I mean, thank you so much for letting us know. But how many interviews did you attend? And was it just one interview you went into and you cracked that interview out, or you just have like multiple interviews with multiple organizations?
I had I attended just one interview.
Wow, this is
Yeah.
really great.
Yes.
This is awesome. I mean, I have never heard from any student that I just went for one interview and cracked it.
One
Awesome.
interview. One interview.
Okay, very nice. And what about the current position? Is it like I've heard that you are moving to Colorado from Jersey, right? So,
Yes.
what is like, and you mentioned one very important thing that if you really do well, they're okay to move you back to Jersey and you can work from home and you can have that flexible working. So, if you can just share that story with our students that how do they want you to work, or from where do they want you to work?
Sure. The job exactly is an hybrid role. So it's 3 days on site, 2 days work from home.
Mm-hmm.
But they said if I do well, they wouldn't bother. They would even just want to they wouldn't mind me working from home full time. And I think that's the way the company is because when I spoke with the CEO, when I had an interview with the CEO, he said he hasn't seen some of his staffs in about 2 years now.
Wow.
So if
That's
you're
how
good at
IT
what
is.
you,
That's how IT is.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, he said if you're good at what you do, they just want you to work from home, but they just want to see how, I guess they want the situation, they want to see how you could relate with people, first of all, in an office setting and see if you meet your targets or deliverables, sort of. And they could now transition you working from home fully. But but for a start, they want me to work 3 days on site and 2 days from home.
Awesome. So, I think,
Yeah.
Victor, one thing which I liked about your job when you were talking to me the other day, that it is
Mm-hmm.
a startup, where you are going, that is a startup. It means that you have
Mm-hmm.
to do end-to-end everything. I mean, you were talking,
Yes.
there was one funny thing you were telling me that they
Mm-hmm.
have their own AWS account, but you might have to think about like whose credit card I'm going to use, right? So that is quite funny.
Yes.
I've been working with so many organizations in my past, and I have never thought about which card am I going to use, which credit card I'm going to plug with AWS account. So I think this is
Yeah.
something funny that you are going to work at that grassroots level, that you have to manage everything. You know. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah. So if you can just talk about a little bit that what level are they expecting and what kind of a work are they expecting from you?
Well, I guess it's everything bundled into one, from cloud administrator to cloud engineer to DevOps. I mean, they have their DevOps team anyways, but what they have on AWS is basically is not like, up to standard. It's not secure, sort of. It's something a space architect just read the documentation and just spin things up online. So what they want now is to follow, I would say, is to follow AWS well architected framework, if I could use that word, you
Okay.
know, so for making sure that everything is secured. You have limited permissions to people. You give permissions to people, to services. Let me say that again. You give permissions to people to require just the services that they need. You know, and it gets more advanced from there. They currently have about 50 EC2 instances running.
Okay.
And what they told me in about a year from now, that could go into thousands,
Great.
so yeah, so it's a role that will make me learn from the basics to from basics, intermediate to advanced, which I'm very grateful for.
That's amazing. Victor, you don't have to worry about it. We are in the back end. So at even when you are doing your job, you need some job support, just let us know. So we will be certainly right there with you. And
Thank you.
yeah, and Victor, one more thing. So
Mhm.
generally, whenever I meet students like who have landed the job, they express one important fact that combining multi skills are actually playing that one important aspect of landing the job. So do you think that when you attended solution architect, then going for DevOps and then going for DevOps projects, so do you think that the combination of all these three things actually played very well, and that's why you were able to find the job in your one attempt?
Yes, it did play a very huge role. An example would be during the third round of interview. The lady was asking me, she was just talking. She was asking me a question, and I brought some manifest file. I was like, oh, so you know something about manifest file? I said, yeah, I did. I did a DevOps, you know. So she was like, okay, what have you done with DevOps? I'm like, well, I've done pipeline. I used GitHub Actions to, but because AWS was really my strength. Do you understand? Well, 1 second, 1 second, I mean.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, but like I said, because AWS was my strength, I dwelled more on AWS. But even in my resume, I did put that I am knowledgeable on DevOps tools from Docker to GitHub Actions, Kubernetes, you know, um, Linux as well. So yeah, it did help. It did
Awesome.
help. Though I didn't get much questions from DevOps, just a few questions, nothing much in depth. You understand? But the
Okay.
fact that I have a knowledge of DevOps, it played a role. It
Okay.
played a huge role.
Great. That is amazing. I mean, this is something what should be noted by everyone here in the audience, that multi-skills is actually playing an important role. So everyone who
Mhm.
is here, it's our humble request. It is okay if you don't want to sign up with Thinkcloudly, but you want to do your own research, but make sure that you are combining multiple skills in your resume. That actually
Yeah.
works better. Okay, and Victor, one last question. So now, I mean, it's an interesting question, and I'm sure that people who are not listening, they will listen to it very carefully. So the question is, what's the salary range look like? You don't have to tell us your exact salary, but what is the salary range looks like? And also, is it six figures?
Well, the base pay is in six figures. The base pay
Mm-hmm.
is 93,000. Is 93,000. But the
Okay,
bonuses, the bonuses is
crazy.
yeah, the bonuses is real heavy. The bonuses amounts to about an extra 25 grand every year. So that
Okay.
puts it at six figures already.
Awesome. I mean, that's a great start, Victor. Honestly, that's a
Yeah.
great start because, and it's not like you are going to stop here. It's going to be always, you're going to switch into different organizations, different roles, and definitely you will plan. But thank you so much, Victor, for letting us know. So, guys, can we congratulate Victor and can we
Thank
just wish him all the best? He's traveling to Colorado today and he's at
yeah.
the airport. So we can just congratulate him. Congratulations, Victor, from complete Think Loudly team. And thank you so much.
Thank thank you, Naman. Thank you to the team. I don't know if I could shout out names here, but thank you to everybody, for my tutor, when I started solutions architect, when I was doing DevOps, even for my life project as well. They were very patient. I mean, you could ask questions 1 million times, they will answer you 1,000,001 times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very grateful to your team. They were really a part. They really urged us or nudged us on. And I also remember, Naman, when we told you that there was one particular a tutor, we don't kind of like his mode of teaching, and you immediately gave us another tutor. So you're someone who listens and you want us to grow. So I thank you, Naman. I thank your
No
team.
worries.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Debs, I saw my friend on the chat. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Debs.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Victor. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for congratulating Victor. And yes, we need to wish him all the best because he's going for a new thing and new life
Thank
altogether.
you all.
Thank you. Now, Tisha, are we good? Can we start with the session now?
Sure, definitely.
Okay, great. So now this is a question for everyone that wondering how to gain IT experience without a job, and let's uncover effective strategies to boost your expertise. So I know that how many of you think that getting an experience is important to land a job? So how many of you think that it is very important that you get an experience before you actually land a job? Guys, if you want to make this session really, really exciting and important for all of you, I'm going to share six important tips. And I can tell you one thing. If you follow these six important things, that is going to work for all of you. So if you really want to listen that what are those six important things, you have to be active throughout the session. Okay. So many of you think that getting an experience is very important to land a job. That is why you are saying yes, and some of you are saying extremely important. But now there are people who do not come with experience in IT, right? Now the question is that if I'm not coming from IT, it means I cannot get a job because I don't come with an experience. And you guys are agreeing to one fact that to land a job in IT, I need an experience. But when I don't come in from an IT experience, then how will I get a job? So it's a problem, isn't it, everyone? That we need an experience. We need an experience to land an IT job. But when I come from a non-IT background, how will I get that experience? So can anyone suggest something like how can I get experience? Should I just go and start working for an organization for free of cost? Will it be okay? How many of you are ready to work for free of cost? Do we have anyone who wants to start working with no money? Like you don't want to get any money from the organization. Are you open? Are you open to work without being paid? Please don't do that. Because trust me, nowadays the market is if you are ready to work without getting paid, they will still not hire you. Trust me. Industry doesn't work like that. There are some students, they always come and say, Naman, I want a job. If they pay me $1,000, $2,000, I'm okay. I just want to get some experience. And you know what I tell them? It is not possible to land a job where you are not being paid, okay, or where you are being paid less. Okay. Have you heard about internship? Do we have anyone who has heard about internship? Do we have anyone who has heard about internship? So do you think that internship is the solution of gaining experience to land an IT job? Do we have anyone who thinks that internship is actually a solution? Okay. Can I tell you funny fact about it? Can I just tell you about funny fact about internship? Do you want to listen? Like, what is a funny fact about internship? Internships are no more. And especially for people who come with no experience in IT, if you don't come with an IT experience, internships are not for you. If you are not the university pass out, internships will never welcome you. So one important thing for all of you is that internship should not be your focus. A lot of people are out there, they want internship. Like I should get an internship to gain experience, right? Trust me, internship is just not possible. Trust me. Don't run behind internship. Find different ways to gain experience, and that is what we are going to talk about in this session today. I'm hoping that your pen and paper is ready because these tips, what I'm going to share, I have tried myself. Okay, and I'm not a guy who reads 10 different blogs and come to a session to talk about. I talk to few experts, collect some thoughts, or I just go back to my own life and see what I have done in my past to share with the students. And surprisingly, it is working for many of our students. So first, first thing to be noted, everyone, internship is not our focus. Is that okay, everyone? Are we going to focus on internship? Are we still going to focus on internship? So the answer is big no, because internships are not possible for us because we are not the college graduates. We are not the university pass outs. We are in the middle of ocean, and this internship is just a buzzword for us. It is not for us. They will never welcome us because they will always see that this person is not someone who is learning who is going through some master's degree, right? So internship is not should not be in your bucket list. That is very clear. And I want this to be noted with everyone because I have heard this question over and over in my past few years, but and I've always been told that I've always told my students that please do not focus on internship anymore because it's not for you. Now, let's look at what are different ways. This is what I have been always repeating, that your main task, your first and foremost way is that read case studies and scenarios on medium.com. Medium.com is basically an open website which is being controlled by industry experts. There are some experts who always want to write something. They want to share their own experiences. So they are utilizing medium.com to be their platform where you can read a lot of case studies, you can read a lot of scenarios. Let's say if someone who is attending our AWS boot camp or AWS training, you guys want to find out that how you can have a cost effective solutions. You can basically have that cost effective solutions on medium.com. I'm going to go over medium.com with all of you in some time, and I'm going to show you that all the case studies. So do we have anyone over here who is attending Azure DevOps with us? Do we have anyone who is attending cybersecurity with Thinkcloudly? Do we have anyone who is doing AWS or DevOps with us or project management? Guys, can you tell me in the chat box if you are going through any program with us? Yeah. So if you are going through any program with us, you will find case studies on medium.com a lot. And trust me, if you're someone who is learning cybersecurity, go and read some case studies about networking. Go and read some case studies about security attacks happened in the past. And all these details you can easily find on medium.com. There are some people who are attending solution architect, right? In Azure and AWS. So what do you do actually? In solution architect, you are basically designing the complete cloud infrastructure. Now imagine if there are 500 servers you have to design, how are you going to do it? That case study you can easily find on medium.com, that if I have to have network configuration, if I have to have servers configurations, right? You can easily find medium.com. If in case you have to subscribe for medium.com, do it. Trust me, you will find a lot of information, a lot of case studies. Whenever you are sitting idle, you know, just go and read medium.com. I'm telling you, this will become your central knowledge repository where you're walking in the interview tomorrow. And when you're going to the interview, you're opening the medium.com, reading some, reading some blogs on some scenarios, because tomorrow when interviewer asks that, where were you working? What were you doing? You will be able to talk about it. So this is the best way to gain a little bit of experience. I know that you will not be able to perform a lot of hands-on, but trust me, this is going to increase your chances of having the crystal clear understanding. Does that make sense, everyone? I'm going to show you medium.com in a while, but this is something what you have to note down. I'm putting some more pressure on this because a lot of students, they forget that, we have to go over medium.com. Why should I go over medium.com? Should I just go and work, or should I just waste my time on medium.com? If you are serious about your career option, medium.com is not a joke for you. It's really a serious platform, and only good people, who are actually working in the industry, they are writing the blogs for you. Okay. The second part is explore use case tutorials on YouTube. See, you can find plenty of use case tutorials. If you are attending project management business analyst, you can search for case studies on YouTube. Okay. But if you are attending any technical program like setting up Wireshark, or network monitoring tools, or probably how you can basically have a serverless architecture in place, you can find tons of use case available, tutorials available on YouTube. Trust me, I know that you can be lost. There can be 500 videos and you can be lost. But trust me, you need to find out that which one has good comments, which one has number of likes, number of views, and you can just watch all of them. Remember one thing, when you are watching the use case tutorial on YouTube, if it is practical, perform, you have to perform the steps. Okay, simultaneously try to perform the steps. If it is just case study about project management or business analyst or scrum master, then take down proper notes. Because trust me, you will never be able to remember a lot of case studies. You will never be able to remember. But if you have the case studies, you will always keep handy with you. And one important thing which I tell you, and I want to ask you this question. Whenever you are capturing the notes, do you create diagrams? Do you actually draw diagrams when you are basically creating notes, or are you just writing it? Do we have anyone who really draw some shapes or some diagrams, or you do some doodling about that concept? Do we have anyone? Picture map, yes. That is very important, because when you write some notes, it takes time to read complete note. But if you have something in the diagram form, right, you can just quickly remember it. It will be a picture printed in your mind. And at the same time, you can just have a quick look, because diagram is open and you just take a look, you get all the information and you move to next. Trust me, whatever you do, whether you are learning virtual machine in Azure, whether you are learning you know S3 bucket in AWS, or maybe vulnerability assessment in cybersecurity, make sure that you're capturing the notes, plus you are drawing the diagrams, because you're not preparing only for today, you're preparing for next 10 years, because those notes are going to be there with you for next 10 years. Does that make sense, everyone? So the second tip, what we all have to follow is watch as many use case tutorials as possible in your free time on Saturday and Sunday, on your weekends, so that you can capture the steps and you can capture the notes. It's just a matter of 3 months. And after that, once you land a job, yeah, then it's up to you if you want to continue doing it. Is that okay, everyone? Are you ready to follow those 2 steps, what I told you? Are you okay with to follow those 2 steps? Only one yes. What about others? Do we have anyone like who is ready? Awesome. Now, if in case you have any customized uh, package you are looking for, there's one guy, a very interesting person met me uh, day before yesterday. And he said, Naman, I told him, I was actually selling him, I was telling him that the program is for 3 months. And what he said, Naman, I don't want to complete my program in 3 months. I want to complete this program in 6 months. So I said, okay, we can do that. Instead of having 1 hour class, we can just make it like 30 minutes class. And he started laughing. He said, no, 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 I don't want 30 minutes class. I don't want 3 months to be 6 months like this. So I said, what do you want then? So he said, for next 3 months, I just want projects. So I said, in 3 months, we will cover probably 10 to 12 projects. He said, that is what I want. I want you to design some 10 to 12 projects with the help of your expert. And in those 3 months, just make sure that you are giving me all the projects, because I know that 3 months are not enough for me. And I was surprised to know this. I surprised, and that is why I brought this point in this slide today, because day before yesterday, when he was telling me about about, like, when I was talking to him and I told him the program is for 3 months, and the guy is asking me 6 months. Generally what happens, student says, I want a job in 2 months. But that guy told me no. I'm not sure if he's here. His name is Christian. I don't know if he's here, right here. But that is what I liked about him, that what he said, it was really an interesting thing. And then he signed up. So he didn't sign up only for 3 months or for just one program. What he did, he just signed up the same program for complete 6 months, where he is adding multiple uh, case studies or projects to gain more and more idea. So imagine if you're attending any program with us, And once your program is over, let any one of us know if you want a customized package so that we can increase the number of projects. And trust me, Victor said the same thing, right? He went, Victor and even Debola, she's here in the chat here, and these guys went for projects because they wanted the number of projects to be covered so that they can gain that experience, because projects are the real game of gaining experience. So how many of you think that it is a good idea to have more and more projects? Not just with Thinkcloudly. If in case you find any other vendor who is doing this great job, you can go and sign up. But having number of projects is certainly a key to success, and that is the main way that you can experience these things. Okay. Now, now the fourth step, which is important. Sometimes some of your seniors or friends, they have already you know they have already landed a job. Do we have anyone here, uh, and your friend has already landed a job in the past? Like, do you have any friend who has already landed a job in IT? Anyone? Okay, Femi, you have it. Very good. Anyone else like who has friends in IT? Anyone? Yeah, guys, I know that some of the IT friends, they have a different attitude sometimes, and that can be disturbing. But trust me, you have to be friends with them, because whenever they are basically, whenever they are working, you need someone to talk about their job. Talk to them, meet them on coffee, call them to your house and have some coffee with them and have some lunch with them, and try to understand that what they do on the job. When you basically talk to a lot of people and then they share their work, like what are they doing on job, then you will come across a lot of different things, and you will basically know how it works. Generally what happens that sometimes, whenever any of our expert, let's say someone is talking to me about blockchain, okay, and I don't know anything about blockchain. So what I do is I sit with that person who knows about it, okay, and I keep my interview questions ready. I have like too many questions, so I just keep asking them question, because until I ask question, they will not tell me. So you have to make sure that you initiate the discussion with your senior or friends, and then you keep your question bank ready, so that with the help of that question, you can get the best of their knowledge, best of their experience, so that you can understand the real game behind any project. Okay. Some of you, if you have some cousins, or you have some something, uh, some friends, I know that people, as you are saying, Hussein and Karen, that not everyone shares that knowledge, I know, but you have to cherry pick those people who are ready to do that. Sometimes you have to make new friends. Sometimes you have to attend some events where people are ready to do that, right? So I know that not everyone wants to do that. So if you still don't find any friend or any senior, then go and attend as many podcasts as you can. Technology podcast, you can find it on Spotify, you can find it on YouTube. So there are a lot of podcasts which are available. So if this fourth tip fails, if you don't have any senior or friend who can really guide you, or you don't have any cousin who can guide you, then go towards podcast and attend as many podcasts as you can. So I have shared this thing with my students even in the past, that when I used to go for a walk in the morning, or I used to go for a running, I used to listen to as many podcasts as possible. And that was a time when I was learning my Azure. Swear to the God, I was actually doing that. So I completed my podcast on Azure, and I could able to learn new services, new things, because when experts talk about it, they share a lot of information. So podcast can be your good friends if in case you don't have any senior or friends. So you can subscribe to podcast on Spotify, or you can go on YouTube and find some good podcast. Does that make sense, everyone? So are you going to meet your seniors or friends, or attend some podcast? Are you sure that you're going to do that? please. This is going to add a lot of information with exposure, with experience. Trust me. Um, you can thank me later on. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm ready to accept your thank you anytime. Okay. So now there are some websites which are available online, like Try Hack Me, okay, or Quick Labs. So these are just give me 1 second. Yeah, so these are some of the platforms which are available online. You have to find out some such platforms for your own technology. Let's say if you're doing some Azure labs, right? Or you are doing some AWS labs. So there are plenty of online lab platforms which are available. If you explore those platforms, they have all the step-wise labs available where you have to follow all the steps, and you can experience those use cases by doing it yourself. And finally, you can verify if you have done the right thing or not. So for cybersecurity, a very popular one is Try Hack Me. You can go and explore that. You can find number of labs over there, what you can practice. Okay, and Quick Labs, which has been, I think, now moved to Google. So you can just explore this for AWS or Azure or Google Cloud. So you can find number of labs over there. If you don't find any platform for project management or business analyst, so that is okay, guys. You guys can come and talk to us. We can provide you case studies, like 20 case studies. So I don't know if Jovi is here. So she extended her course by 4 weeks, where she just wanted 4 weeks of case studies on business analyst. So that is what we did. We increased her duration of the program by 4 weeks. And she's attending all the case studies for 4 weeks now to basically gain some more exposure. But if in case you have such platforms available like Try Hack Me and Quick Labs, please go and explore them. You guys will really, really enjoy it. The last one, which I like a lot. I know, again, the same thing. Discuss with your IT friend if you can sit next to him and work on his task. I know that not everyone will give you that opportunity if you still have some friends. But in the past, we have seen some of our students, they had a good friends who got the job before them. So they used to go and sit next to them if it is work from home job, and they used to see them working. They used to see how it is done. They used to work on some task. So that is also one good idea, but it totally depends on the people who have good friends or cousins or someone who can let them work on the task. I know it's not ethically right, but it's not exactly working. You don't have to just work on the task, but understanding those tasks and giving your friend some suggestions, or knowing what is actually blocking. So all these things can basically give you an experience. So make sure that you identify in your network who is working from home and he's open to invite you and show some labs or some task what their organizations are assigning, so that you come across some of the things. I know this is one of the difficult one, but people who have it, this is just a tip for all of you. If you have any friend who can do this for you, there is nothing better than this step, because you are exposed to the live environment directly. And this thing you will never get. Even you pay millions of dollars, you will never get, because no company wants to expose their database or to anyone. So no company, if you pay them millions of dollars, they will not expose that. But your friend can do that if you have any friend who can do it. Okay. And yes, the problem is getting the friend. I know that is why I'm saying that this step may not be applicable for all of you, but you can just keep your eyes open. You can see if anyone in your network, you meet a lot of people in the party or somewhere, and you find someone, who is ready to showcase, who's ready to do that favor for you. I think that would be helpful. But if you don't have it, then you don't have the option. You can just ignore this sixth step. But don't be disappointed, guys. I mean, this is something for people who have such friends who are open to expose you to the real world. Do you think that these tips were really helpful tips? Trust me, I could have brought like 20 tips for you. I could have read any blog and brought you all the tips, but I didn't want to do that. You can do it yourself. You can go online and read about it. I just wanted to bring something what has helped in the past. Trust me. And that is what we did. That is what I just wanted to make sure that we are 100 people here right now. At least we are able to touch upon something which matters. And you can see that everything will help you to gain little bit of experience without working in IT. And this is possible.
Okay, so also here we have a policy in Thinkcloudly of referring a friend. So anyone who have any of your friend or any of your relative who's interested to join any of our program or wanted to have any service from us, so if you refer someone, so you'll be getting $100 as a cash back. So the more individual you refer, so for each and every individual, you'll be getting $100. So if anyone is interested, or any of your friends, so you can provide their information to us. Our team will reach out to them. And if that person gets enrolled, so yes, you'll be getting the $100 cash back for sure. Now let's gear up ourselves because now it's a time for the quiz. So first, I would like to tell you everyone how to join the quiz. We have two options. Either you can click on the link which is given in the chat box, or either you can just scan the QR code given on the screen. And the link has been already provided in the chat box. So you can just click on that link and you can join the quiz session. So now we got our top 3 winners for today's quiz session. So first we have Kenneth, Sahil, and last one we have is Iracia. So congratulations to the top 3 winners of today's quiz session. And one more thing, as in every webinar session, we conduct the certification of participation also. So the one who are already in the webinar, so you'll be getting the certificate of participating in the webinar. So the link has been shared in the chat box. So you can click on the link, you can fill up your information in the form, and you'll be getting the certificate of participating in today's webinar.
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.